Hello everyone. How are you? It's Celia Mutsuning Zengele here again. Um, I promised you that I was gonna give you a story time about my own experience of gaslighting. Fine. This is what we're gonna do today. But before we do that, if you coming across this video for the first time, please subscribe. And I am so glad that you came across this video. And if you are not coming for the first time, please remember to share, and thank you for subscribing. Remember to share, because these experiences, we are not just sharing them just for fun or for popularity or just for passing time. We are sharing these experiences because we want other people to see themselves in us. Like myself, let me speak for myself. I want someone to see themselves in me. Hence, I keep sharing my personal experiences on a public space. And please share so that someone else, if not you, may also find some resemblance there and there and see how they can deal with issues. And it's also amazing to know that you're not the only one that is passing through difficulties. Knowing that other people have been there is so encouraging as well. So do the right thing, share, like or dislike, subscribe, and also the notification bell, because there'll be lots more coming. Fine, I'm gonna tell you today about my own experience with gaslighting. If you have watched my other video, there is a video that was 50 minutes long that I have made about my own personal experience of what happened in my own family. In that video, I did explain that I was married to the most humble, most handsome, most, the person that represented humanity. And, looking at him, you would swear he is just humble. He was definitely everything that you see, except for he had the other side that I didn't see before. I don't want to make this video very long. I rather divide it into different parts because I have a difficulty of loading. My network is not good where I am. Fine. We got married in 1999, and I was, handled like a queen. I had a man of my dreams, even beyond my dreams. I never thought I can ever get someone like that in my life. I used to pinch myself, asking myself, what did I do to deserve such a man? Fine. We started having kids 2 years into marriage. We did enjoy our honeymoon phase. We did enjoy each and every moment of knowing each other, because, like I said before, we were Jehovah's Witnesses. We were not intimate before marriage, so we started to consume our love making only after getting married, only after our wedding day. So we used that 2 years to cuddle. We used that 2 years to enjoy each other, lots of love making. Guys, I had a wonderful man, I must tell you that. And I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that I've never had any from that man. It's not an exaggeration. Even people that know us as a couple will tell you that he was the most humble. He was a person that would rather, you know, live for a while, just for a moment, not even a long time. He would remove himself from whatever disagreement that we have. So I found myself to be the person that was like always at fault. Hence, I'm wearing today a t-shirt that says it's my fault. It's because that's how I felt in that marriage. I felt like I was the only devil in that marriage. And as humble as he was, he would do things that did not sit well with me. But I will end up apologizing because he would do things that he knew very well that I do not like or they are going to piss me off, but he was not going to be pissed off himself. So I would be the one that looks like I'm over exaggerating. I am overreacting. I am over everything. And thereafter, I feel bad because I'm dealing with this person that is humble, that is sweet, that is everything. I would end up apologizing. I'll make an example of the things that he did, as sweet as he looked. I remember the very first time he brought a woman's bag at home. It was in the car. At that time, we had only one car. We used only one car. And I don't know what I was doing in the car. I don't even remember, but I do remember getting a female bag in the car. And upon finding this female bag, I did ask him, what is this female bag doing here? And he'll be like, oh, that female, oh gosh, that bag, you know. And he would mention someone that I know is his friend, and then tells me that friend's sister he met somewhere along the way, and then he gave that lady the bag. Okay, let's take the bag back to her place then, because we do know where she stays. No, we can't do that. She'll come and fetch it, or I'll meet her because normally I meet her. I know where I meet her. You know that thing. I was so angry because I could realize, even though he was saying all these things in a very, calm manner and a very sweet tone, he was making he was lying, but softly so. And upon myself seeing that this guy is lying, I got so irritated. It was even the very first time that I could get a glimpse of this person is not as trustworthy as I thought he is, because our whole courtship time, because we call it courtship, it's not even umjolo in the Jehovah's Witness language. It's not even umjolo. So that was a courtship. We had a courtship of 1 year, 4 months. In Jehovah's Witness congregations, I don't know if they still do that even now, because you're not allowed to engage in sex before marriage. You have to appoint a person that will be your, what do you call this? A person that will accompany you all the time. A patron. You'll have to have a patron at all times. A patron will have to accompany you wherever you go. If you know wherever you go, you're gonna be just the two of you. You have to call this person to accompany you there, just so that you don't find yourselves ending up, chemistry will do the things on its own, and then you find yourselves in sin or committing sin. So, um, so I never suspected anything. Even when, like I told you in the other video, that he would stay 2 weeks without seeing me, yet we were less than a kilometer apart. And the distance we were staying at was, I think, even 600 meters, if I have to estimate, about 600 meters. We would walk like it was a walking distance, but it would take me 2 weeks of not seeing him in the 2 weeks. But because I don't know, I don't know whether it's just dampness or it's just, I would never think that he's not seeing me because he could be with someone else. It never appeared to me that way. And even if he came back, like I told you, I was always just happy to see him, that, oh, he missed me, like I missed him. And there was never a time where I confront him and ask him, where do you come from? Where have you been? Why have you not been seeing me for the whole 2 weeks? Like I told you, the pool is very, very small in the Jehovah's Witness congregation. And in that pool, there's a lot of females and very few males. And if it ever happens that you meet a brother in there, I swear to you, you do everything just to please him. You become, you get on your best behavior. You want to prove to him and to everyone that you are a suitable woman that he can marry, and you also don't want to lose him, because where will you find another brother? Because people also have, in such a setup, have a tendency of, he was in that relationship with brother so and so, and brother so and so left her. Why did he leave her? She must have something with her that made him decide, no, he was not gonna carry on with her. So such things were like, yes. So you would end up, so it was part of gaslighting. All this was part of gaslighting. And now back to the bag scenario. The bag disappeared, and he told me I took the bag back to its owner. I don't know when did that happen, but it did not happen at that time. But I remember that I was so angry, so hurt. The first time you discover that a person that you love with all your heart is highly likely to be having a relationship, is highly likely to be bringing another female into your space, because a car is your space as well. Look, there was a time when I found a lipstick. I asked him about the lipstick, and he would just look at me and tell me, don't ask me about the lipstick. Kindness, don't ever ask me about the lipstick. I'm not the one using the lipstick. You are the one using the lipstick. But yes, this lipstick, I do know that it's not mine. I know my lipsticks. And it was not the first time. Even the chair, even the chair in the car, the passenger seat, it would be shifted. Sometimes it would go far back, or somehow it's but most of the time it would be far back, and I would ask him, who is sitting here, who's taking this chair so much back, and he would tell me it's the children. It says it's our children. And our children were very, very young at the time. They couldn't even shift seats, and they couldn't even put seats in that position. But you know what? I would be angry at the realization that he's lying to me. But after some time, I would end up apologizing for that, because I was a kind of a person that when I'm angry, I end up not talking to him. I would just assume silent mode. And when I get into that silent mode, he would try and do everything like nothing was done, nothing was wrong, like he has never anything wrong, so that I see myself as the bad person in that relationship. So there are few, quite a few, so many. There are many things. So I want to say to you, even though he was sweet, he was kind, he was always calm, he was never loud, it does not mean that he didn't do things that irritated me. And in my irritation, at the realization that I'm being lied to, I ended up being angry and, being angry and sometimes saying things that I don't mean. And then later on, I have to find myself apologizing to him. And then it got from there to another point. I would wake up with semen, and I would wake up with a feeling that I was sexually violated, and like it's actually painful. And I would ask him, were we intimate last night? And he would be like, you seem to be forgetting the most important things these days. And I suggest that you go see the psychologist because you seem to be losing it. So he made me question my sequence of events. He made me question my reality so many times. He would make me question my reality. And he was very sly on doing it. He was never violent at it. He was very smooth. He was a smooth operator at it. That is gaslighting. So when I talk about gaslighting, I'm just not talking about things that happened that I don't know. Hence, upon realizing that my daughter was violated and she says it's a dream and what, I also think something is a dream, which I'll also talk about it next time. Believe me, I had to reassure myself all the time. I had to repeat this over and over again just to convince myself that what I say is true. It is indeed true, because a gaslighter is so good that even in their absence, you question your reality, you question your thoughts, you question your being right, you question everything that you think is like that. You end up doubting everything about you. You end up feeling like you are the bad one, you are the crazy one, you are the one that knows nothing, you are the one that exaggerates. You feel like that, and you end up feeling like everything is your fault. Everything that happened, everything that went wrong must be your fault. So I felt that way, and I will cut the story here for now. I'll carry on with it for the sake of, like I told you earlier on, that I have a problem with loading. If the bigger it is, the slower it gets and the longer it takes to load up. So for now, I'll cut this up, but this will certainly continue with it. I'll show you more ways and experiences in which I was gaslighted. Maybe you can also realize something on your side. You can also realize the gaslighting that has been happening in your life, because we have to end that, because that is also an example of abuse. It's also emotional abuse. Thank you so much for watching this video. You do know what's good to do. You do know what to do from here. Share, like, subscribe, notification bell. Thank you so much.